This section here is the Bank Street pumping station, deepest section on the east side of the river. We've had a big hole in here for quite a number of months, but now, as you can see, we're nearing completion and our streetscaping will start to run along here in the next few weeks, finalising the Bank Street Friars Lane junction, and as a result then we look to open up Bank Street with Friars Lane all in one go. Behind me you can see the pump station kiosk. This is in Church Lane, and what this does is it makes sure that the system works when it should, when there's a high tide, when there's a lot of rain coming, and the pumps work to keep the landside side of this section of road safe from flooding. Bank Lane is now complete, all bar the cleaning up, painting on the road, strut and parker, and indeed the apartments will be really pleased after all of the disruption that they've had. The disruption actually came about as a result of a plethora of services underneath the surface here, which, as you can see, is all now covered and is now safe for the public to walk on. This is the sort of excavation that we have to do to create the footpaths and install all the traffic light ducting, street lighting ducting, and maintain the existing services that's in there. The depth has to be this deep to allow for the heavy granite curbs and the very intense and deep footpath construction. This is one of the Huntley Street floodgates, and this is a swing floodgate. This is one of the important parts of the flood alleviation scheme. We have also two sets of sliding gates at the Greg Street footbridge, which actually is a ratchet type which slide across, and they make the same seal with the mechanism at the edges of the bridge itself. We're very close to completion in this section of Huntley Street outside St Mary's Church. This that I'm standing next to is what's called a tree guard and an arbour slot. What happens is that young trees are planted in these sections, and there's 9 of them along Huntley Street, and these guard the sapling whilst it's growing to a mature tree. Again, on Huntley Street, we've been putting the surface of the wearing course on the section between Balnain Street and Greg Street. People might be thinking, why is that not open to traffic? We daren't open it at the moment until we have Balnain Street completed, so that we could get a through traffic movement that doesn't cause any congestion at the bottom end of Greg Street Bridge. The next section coming up, Huntley Street, is from Balnain Street to Kelt Street. This will be the last section of excavation and reconstruction works to the footpath and road. We can't do that until we have the area between Kelt Street and Wells Street open to traffic, which we are trying to get sorted out in the next 2 weeks. Which means then that the last section of excavation works will start in 2 weeks' time, and at the end of the completion of the job, which will be late spring, the area between Kelt Street and Balnain Street will be the last section that will be open to traffic. We're at the Friars Shot area, which is in between Kelt Street and Wells Street, and as you can see, we're in the process of landscaping, putting the final touches to the footpaths. We're actually finalising the pump station here and doing all the commissioning works for the pump station. The pump station here being the lowest part of the whole job, and we're also finalising all the new fence work along the existing fence, along the new wall, the existing wall, and going underneath Friars Bridge. We've been working hard over the last number of weeks, and we've managed to get to a completion of the top surface, the wearing course, with the red decorative chips, and the shape of the curb makes sure that any rainwater that comes down is actually collected in the drainage system. And as it turns out, middle of March, highest rainfall and indeed the highest river levels in 42 years and Douglas Row was safe from any flooding. We do recognise that the residents of Douglas Row have had a hard time, and we are extremely grateful for their patience during the course of this contract. But I think we can all agree that we could see it nearing completion, and I hope that the residents here are happy with the end result.